Hello guys, I am Kiki Peace, or known as Reading Chapter Books. And this is actually my first video I'm making on this YouTube channel, so I hope you guys enjoy. I understand if you guys hate this channel. I mean, it is reading. But pretty much, I'm going to be reading what is in the description below. It's Wolves of the Beyond, Lone Wolf. It's a book that I got a little while back. I will be doing other videos and not just reading, but for the main part, my YouTube channel is going to be reading. So before I go on, I will be reading chapter 1, but there's like a little beginning part to this book. So before chapter 1, and I will be reading that as well. In all, there are 28 chapters, so this will go on for a while. And the background that I have going for you guys, which ignore the words, this is not by me. It's actually on YouTube. It's by this person here. It does have sound to it, but I decided to mute it so you guys could hear me. So I'll just have that up in the background for you guys to watch. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. And I'm just trying something out real quick, because I want to be able to see if you guys say anything. So give me just a moment to try to figure out how this will work, because I like to see chat. I don't know why, just something I like to see. So I'm going to try to get that set up to where I can see what you guys say. Yet have it so you guys don't see it, you just see this. Might work, might fail, I don't know yet. I'm testing it out. That better? Okay, that'll work. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. So the first part of this, which is not chapter 1, is called Away. And I'm not the best reader either, so, but I will try my best, and let's get started. Away. Before she felt even the first twinge in her belly, the she-wolf set out to find a remote birthing den. She knew somehow that this birth would not be the same as the others. She had been traveling for days now. She could sense her time was near. So far she had seen nothing that would serve as a den. There were several shallow pits, but those wouldn't do. Pits offer no shelter, and though it was almost spring, the weather could turn treacherous in a flash. The pups could freeze. The sound of their fresh hearts beating so fiercely would grow dim under a thin glaze of ice until the hearts stopped, and there was only silence. This had happened before to the she-wolf. She had licked those 3 pups with her tongue until dry and bleeding from the cold shards, but she was not able to keep up with the ice. This was her 3rd litter, and this time she knew she had to get far away from the pack, away from the clan, away from her mate, and most of all, away from Obia. Finally, at the night of the 5th rising moon, that now hung like an ice blade low on the horizon, she found a crevice under a rock ledge. She smelled it before she saw it. The sound of a fox was distinct. She was hoping it wasn't a whelping den, just the fox, dear Lupus. She sent up a silent prayer. She did not want to consent with the other fox kits. And it had been just a fox waiting to give birth. Then the she-wolf rooted back. The she-wolf rooted her and took the den, settling in for a time. The fox smell lingered. Fine, she thought. It would provide another layer of concealed scent. She rolled in the scat, and she found nearby, and then snorted to herself as she imagined that her pups would think of her mom. No matter, they would live, and if need be, live away from the clan. Okay, I'm not done. Just checking something real quick. I will start up in just a moment. I'm pretty sure this is pretty long, so I don't know if I will be able to get chapter 1. I will try though. So, I'm gonna send a link to my friend. If I can figure out what I'm doing. Here we go. Alright, and let's start up again. Okay, and I put a bookmark in my place so I wouldn't lose it. And I'm just going to say how long this chapter is real quick. Right, it's pretty long, sorry. Okay, so no matter, they would live, and if need be, live away from the clan. Then they came, 3 pups, 2 tawny like their father, 1 other silvery gray. They were perfect in her eyes, indeed. It took her a while to discover the one flaw on the silver pup. A slight spray to his front paw. Then the she-wolf examined it more closely. She saw that his paw had dim tracery of a spiral, like a swirled star, on its footpad. It was odd, but certainly not a deformity. Sorry, fighting with the laptop. Okay. But certainly not a deformity. And she took herself. The display of the paw was minor. She was not Malkad. As I said, I don't know a lot of these words. It was not Malkade, the ancient wolf word for cursed. It was such a slight flaw that she had hoped that display might lessen in days that followed. The toes that pointed out might rotate back, and the tracery was so dim she wouldn't leave a print even in soft mud. The silver pup was strong. She could tell by the way he sucked on her teeth. Still, she was glad that she had taken the precaution of finding the birth den far away. She daggered the pups one by one into deeper recess of the crevice, which thankfully had 2 or 3 tunnels that extended into a nesting chamber, where she planned to stay wrapped around her pups for several days, nursing them in the quiet darkness as long as she could. She knew that soon enough they would become restless, and when their eyes finally opened, they would seek that pale thread of light that gleamed feebly at the den's opening, drawn to it as strongly as they were drawn to the milk from her teeth. as strongly as they would later be by the scent of meat. But if they could remain concealed, they would survive, and the silver pup would grow stronger and stronger, so that the threat of the obia would begin to fade, like an old scent mark source, awayed by wind and rain and snow. The she-wolf would have only a few hours for such fanciful thinking. There's about 4, 5, 6, 7 more pages to go. I think I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to stop reading for this video. So I'm just going to change the title real quick. I'm just going to say start of the book because it's not really the chapter. Actually, I'll put introduction because introduction. I think it's spelled that right. Okay. So it doesn't say the live stream's going. Oh well, it's fine. If only I can get this to work. Yeah. Okay, now back to reading. There's actually a lot of reading in this book. It is a chapter book. So this may take a while to read. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it right away, or if I'll be able to record every day, but I will try my best. I know tomorrow I will be unable. So yeah. Oh, hold on. Didn't make a mistake. Wait. Just fixing a minor mistake. There we go. Because my friend's all specific, and apparently I can't have a mistake. All right. Okay, I shall get back to reading. In a world that to any other wolf might appear trackless, Sheevan, the Obia, and the Mac Duncan clan had found the she-wolf's trail. Laws of the wolf clans were harsh. The Obia was the female wolf, and each clan designated to carry deformed pups out of the whelping den to a place of abandonment. The banned she-wolves were illegible, since such wolves were assumed not to have developed maternal instincts. With no blood offspring, Obias were devoted entirely to the well-being of the clan, which could not be healthy and strong if defensive wolves were born into it. The rules were precise. The deformed or sick pup was to be removed to be removed by the Oviya and carried to a remote spot where it would be left to die of starvation or be eaten by another animal. If the pups somehow managed to survive, it was permitted back into the clan as a null wolf and became the lowest ranked wolf in the clan. The Makata's mother was never welcome back. The clan must be rid of her and her mate. They commentated the wolf bloodlines. If they were to survive, they must separate and seek new lives in different clans, for they were deemed to have destinies marked by blight that might be set right only by finding the new bloodlines. Chevian had learned to become suspicious when a pregnant female about to give birth went biling, which meant deeply away. She was an experienced Oviya and was not fooled long by the tricks of the she-wolf Morag. Shivan had to admit that Morag was more thorough than most in covering her tracks. Morag had to alternate Morag had originated except in streams for the ice-free parts of the river. She had left no scent marks to declare her territory. The average wolf would not have noticed the clues to the desperate mother's flight. But Shivan was no ordinary wolf, nor was she an ordinary Oviya. She found the subtlest of traces, a tuft of silver fur caught on some thistles, scratch marks on a rock that had served as a foothold. Morag crossed the stream. The slight whiff, a scent message perhaps, not from Morag, but another. To Shivan, it was flared up like a signpost. The message was clear: my territory, first lieutenant of the MacDermott clan. A response to an outsider veering too close to MacDermott land. So thought Shivan. Morag has crossed the Morat border, daring. Then there was the scent of a fox, but it was not pure fox. Shivan shook her head warily. She always finds them, no matter which tracks they play, and she did. The fox scattered outside the den that had been thread of fur, like a silvery pendant quivering in the breeze to announce that inside a she-wolf concealed herself, sticky with fox scat, but still redolent in the sweet fragrance of new pups and warm milk. No fuss, no muss. The mothers Makata never did put up a fight. They knew the consequences of resistance: immediate death to all pups. It's a lot of reading. A lot of reading. Alright, few more pages to go. Sorry guys, I am not the best reader. I'm sorry. I hope to get better. Okay. Sorry for any sounds you hear in the background. I have cats in my house, and they cause a lot of trouble. So, yeah. Okay. Morag watched Theoba carrying the spray pod pup in her jaws until a dark speck on the horizon. How perfectly suited Shivan was for this job. It was as if the years of performing her duty with unquestioning obedience had sourced any kind of feelings or imagination. When Morag looked into the green eyes of the Obeah, they were completely devoid of light, or depth, or anything that might reflect emotion. They were like dry stones, bleached of nearly all color. The silver pup had allowed itself to be picked up by its neck scruff and had been insensibly curled its body into a carrying position. Did he not sense the Obeah's scent was different from his mother's? Did the pup not mind that the milk was dry, sterile wind of her being? The pup had nursed constantly, but constantly had it just a silver and a short day since it had been born. The pup's eyes and ears were still sealed shut. It would be days before they opened. The pup's only way to know his mother, the milk giver, was their scent and perhaps the feel of her fur and the throbbing rhythms of her heart. Would he remember? But what did it matter? A tween-season storm was brewing, and these were the worst. Coming to the edge of the spring or the cusp of summer, tween storms were full of rage. Tempestuous winds and slashing ice. Morag had felt it coming and seen leaden skies sinking lower and lower, clamping down on the land like a trap of earth's creatures. Her pup would be abandoned into the mist of the storm, and she herself would have to remain with the other two pups to await the Obeah, who would return to lead Morag back to the clan. The Obeah would carry one pup, and Morag the other, as they traveled that trail of shame. The news of the Makala pup would be announced, and Morag would have to leave the clan immediately, an outlaw. The surviving pups would be nursed by another wolf. That's so sad. The Obeah, though lacking imagination, did have thoughts. Practical thoughts. Where should she take this pup so that there would be no chance it would survive? She had seen something on the pad of this blade paw that disturbed her. She wasn't sure why, and all she knew was that she had not liked those markings. What she then did know was her job, to take care of the bad business of the clan. She did not mind her duty now. Long ago, her failure to have pups was like a sharp pebble underfoot, a constant reminder that she would never be a mother, but instead an unranked wolf charged with an unpleasant task. However, she performed her work well, and over the years she gradually gained an irritation, became smooth and settled in her being like a polished river over stone. Like a polished river stone. They're not as a reminder of failure, but simply as part of her character, her charge, her duty as an Obeah. As she carried the pup, she glimpsed again the odd spiraling mark on its footpad. She had a tremor in her heart. She could have killed the pup. The Obeah was very superstitious. She was against the law to take shortcuts. She wanted to climb the spirit trail of the great wolf, Lupus, and cave the souls. Ahead, Shivan saw the gleam of the river. under the gray skies that pressed down. It was there she intended to leave the pup. The river was just beginning to break up in spring thaw, and what that happened to the level would rise. And when that happened, the level would rise suddenly, torrentially, and the pup would drown. She would leave it on the edge, where it would be caught by some surrounding waters, by the surging waters. She arrived at the spot where the blank had been undercut by the course of the river. There were already signs of thaw, so she placed the pup on an ice ledge. It was a spot certain to be swamped, especially when the storm rumbled in. Theobia was careful as she put the pup on the ice, heedful, precise. The pup was in it. The pup was in it. Neither he nor she, nor even a wolf. Just an it that squirmed, mewling and whining weakly. But all that would be over soon. If the storm didn't take the pup, an owl would. The river was on a major flight path of collier owls, who flew into the beyond of the coals sprue from the volcanoes. They were always hungry when they got to this point. This Macalad would not be the first seized by an owl from the kingdom of Gahul. There were smith owls too, that set up temporary forges near the volcanoes. Smithing was hard work. Those owls ate a lot. Despite the close relationship between owls and wolves, Macalad was fair game. There was a tick-tick sound as the pup attempted to grip the cold, smooth surface of its tiny paws. The mewling and whining escalated to weeping, but Theobia didn't hear it. Her ears were sealed as effectively as the pup's. There was no vague stirring deep within her. If anything, she felt only cold, smooth weight of the stone that had become synonymous with her duty, her charge, her identity. I am Theobia. That is all I need to know, all I need to be. I'm Theobia. Okay, guys, so that is the end of the start of this chapter. That's the end of the introduction to this book. Next time I start this, I will start chapter 1, The River Roars. And we will see what happens to the pup. And hopefully this pup makes it. It'd be sad if he didn't. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little live stream of me reading to you guys. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Let me know if I should continue to read books, like chapter books, similar to like this. Because I do have a few more, and then I do have some other books that I could read. And if you want, I can do just shorter little videos than this that are just about like a chapter we read in a book. Or something like that. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe for more videos. And goodbye, guys.